Welcome everyone. Your play your favorite opening as e4, your opponent play e5, and then your main objective is let us take out the knight, take out the bishop, and continue our game. I know you might be bored with this setup, or maybe you lose some of your games by playing knight f3, bishop c4, or the royal Lopez. I'm going to tell you an amazing chess opening, the Vienna game, which you can use to replace your game by knight f3, bishop c4, the Italian, and all. So you can play knight c3 instead of developing your knight like this. And trust me, this is not a joke. I have 4 deadly traps in this line, and trust me, if you are playing against any beginner or intermediate level, it is providing you 90% win rate. So do not skip this video and watch this till end. So we have knight c3. Our opponent played knight f6. Okay, his objective is he's also like trying to attack the pawn. He can play something like c6 and d5 try to attack his center. What can you do against this setup? Let me tell you. You will play f4. I know this is the third move of the game and you just played f4. You're like sacrificing your king's safety with us. Exactly. This is the main objective, to sacrifice your king's safety. So you'll play f4. Ultimately, this diagonal is something which gets to be open and this is quite risky. But there is no problem. That's my promise. If you are playing any beginner or intermediate, you can easily get a win. 90% win rate. So here, if your opponent captures it, and this is the trap number 1. As per the computer analysis, this is an inaccuracy. Why? Because over here, first of all, if you will take it, this will allow me to push the pawn forward. That's it. And this is what you have to do. Why? Because you have to attack the knight. Ultimately, if you observe, the knight cannot come in any of these 2 squares, protected by the knight. The knight cannot jump in any of these 2 squares because of the queen. So, where can black move? Black can go back. Play knight g8. This means, what about this development? Development is gone. So that's why, okay, this is for your knowledge. That's why this move is an inaccuracy. The best move, I will discuss that, no problem. The best move here, he can place d5. I will teach you that. Over here, e take on f4, we'll go with e5. We can attack this knight. The knight has to move backward. The reason, you all know. And then you can see the arrow, all the pieces at the back rank. This pawn is over here. This is a weak pawn, right? What are weak pawns? Weak pawn require protection every time. Now this pawn require protection, right? What you have to do? What I have to do? I just have to play d4, bishop take on this. That's it. And no one can stop this. Trust me. Over here, knight goes to g8. You have to develop your knights. Why? Because you have to stop this threat. Okay, so develop your knights. This is a principle. Develop your knights before the bishop. Why we say that? Because of this. Okay. So here we'll develop the knight. And the idea is to play d4. I have already told you this. Let us look at one of the common responses. In fact, not one of the common. This is the most played move from black and side. d6. His objective is he wants to capture your pawn. He wants to open up his bishop like this. His bishop is already open. He is opening up his light squared bishop. He wants to play bishop g4, can take it. After queen take, he can like try taking out the queen. Multiple options as an option. So we'll go with d4. Our objective is very simple. If he captures it, and that's a great move. Why? Because bishop is going to be developed. The queen is going to have an open file. Let me tell you, do not capture this pawn with the pawn, because that is something black wants. Okay, so do not capture this pawn. What you can do is play bishop b5 check. You might be saying that bishop b5 check is a mistake because he can play c6. Exactly. And this is what your opponent is going to play, right? This is the most popular move, c6. So what you will do? You will simply move the bishop backward. You might be shocked. You might be saying that you are just giving up another pawn. Hmm? You have to give up your knight also. Yes, look at it. You will go with bishop take on f4. Now this move is an inaccuracy. I will explain that. But what are you going to say? Why is this move an inaccuracy? Why is this move an inaccuracy? Just think about this. If you are playing as black, if you will be playing as black, what you will do? You will quickly capture this knight. If you are playing as white, you will think that your opponent can capture the knight. That's why this move is an inaccuracy. No. If we capture this, now this is a blunder. Your eyes are getting opened. Exactly, this is a blunder. Why? You'll sacrifice your bishop. If your opponent takes it, queen take on queen. So obviously, all the men are loyal to their girlfriend. So we will move the king to e7 because he has to protect his queen. And then you can try queen e2 check. You might say that king can take bishop. What's the advantage? So you have knight e5 check. Ultimately, the king, if he moves here, king comes to f6. You have a bishop sacrifice to g5. Your opponent might be shocked at what you are doing. King take it, knight check, and that's an easy win to the queen. You can easily win the game. Let us go backwards. If we move the king in any of these three squares. So if we move the king backward, then there is a different variation. You have to go with knight takes e6. You can quickly win this. Otherwise, if we move the king over here, king e7, then still you have knight takes e6. If we play king to e6, you still have knight take on c6. You can easily win the queen and can win the game. So let us move backwards. And now let me remove your doubt about this move as an inaccuracy. Why? So first of all, let me tell you what is the best move. The best move here is to castle. Okay, if you castle, the matter is still simple because if we take it, you still know what you have to do. Bishop take on f7. If king take it, queen take on queen. Okay, it's about, we are just focusing on king safety instead of capturing the weak pawns. So that's why. Okay, if you want to capture it, you can capture it. No problem. If you want to play the best ever move, go with castling. Okay. Now let us have another trap and trap number 2. So we have trap number 2. If your opponent play knight c6. Now your opponent is not capturing it. Okay. He is playing knight c6. If you are learning the Vienna game, it is very important for you to know each and every variation. Don't worry, I have 4 traps and all the 4 traps will be covering every variation. Okay. So you can watch this video till end. You may learn a lot. Anyways, knight c6. This is the Fogpeer Vienna gambit. His idea is to defend the pawn. You can simply capture it. He take it, you play d4. You have to take the center, increase the control of the center without thinking, wasting time. Knight to g6. If your opponent play any kind of knight g4 or something, he's gone. Why? Because we can play e5, the knight moves somewhere, queen take on the knight, and that's a very, very easy win. So just keep that in mind. Maybe your opponent play that. Hmm? Otherwise, if your opponent play knight to g6, you may simply go on with e5. You can attack the knight. Remember, t squares controlled by the knight. So t squares are also controlled by the queen. What's the best move? Knight to g8. So if your opponent play knight g8, you can simply develop your pieces. Why? Why you are developing this? Because you have to stop the queen. Always remember that. Because many of the players would take out the bishop, they would be they would be saying that they are developing their pieces. What's wrong? Exactly, there is something wrong. So that's why play knight f3, block the queen. Okay, that's very important. Then develop whatever you want to. No one will stop. So here your opponent played e6. Okay, you will go with bishop c4. Idea is to develop. You will castle. You can bring the rook to f1. This rook over here, and can attack this file by bringing the knight to g5 with the bishop. Anyway, let us go backward. We take on e5. You can go with castling. He capture your pawn. You play knight g5. As I told, the same plan. If your opponent is capturing this knight, he's gone. Not because you are going to win the queen. You are going to win the game within 4 moves. 4 moves, yes. So calculate it and tell me in the chat. The best move continuation will be king e7. And after this, you all can calculate and tell me in the chat. Alright, let us go backwards. Now, if we play knight c6, okay, you can still play e5. The knight goes to g8. You can develop your pieces. The matter is same. Bishop c4, castling, bring the rook, attack this. The same plan, okay? No changes or something. Anyways, let us have another trap. Now we have trap number 3. Over here, knight to g8, right? This is the best move. Remember that. And I have already told you what you have to do against this. Play knight f3, d4. That's it. You are winning. But if your opponent tries to be over smart or something, play queen e7. He's now creating a pin. Can you take the knight? No. Then what are you doing? Like, what can you do right now? Simple. You can play queen e2. You can motivate, not motivate, you can like demotivate black into losing its knight. So the knight will go to g8. You can simply develop your knight. Why? Because you have to block the queen. Remember this point. You cannot make this move as a mistake. If you play any other move, then you will be losing the game. So knight f3 is very important. Remember that. Anyways, your opponent played e6. That's a mistake. And trust me, this is the most popular played move. Yes. So what you have to do is play knight to d5. And as I promised, trap number 3 is going to be bombastic. So your opponent play queen d7. The best move, huh? You go with nice sacrifice. If we take it, you have pawn take on d6, queen giving check. The pawn is controlling d square and attacking the queen. So in the next move, you can simply take the queen and crush your opponent king. So this is very easy win for you, right? Let us have another trap and the final trap of this video. So over here, we have trap number 4 with knight c6. Basically, after knight f3, I told about playing b6 and queen e7 and all. If you play knight c6, you can play d4. d6, you take out the bishop, creating pins. Okay. If you go with bishop d7, you go with bishop take on f4. You are focusing on your basic principle. Your pieces are well developed. Central control is completely in your hand. You can just castle and win the game. D take e5, you go with queen e2. Why? This is a pin. Your plan will be to long castle. That's a possibility. You can do that. Okay, queen e7. You go with knight to d5. He play queen d6. Alright. So these are all the available options that your opponent can play. And then you will play bishop take on e5. If your opponent take away your knight, then you have bishop take on g7 as queen giving check. You can easily win the rook. Okay. Otherwise, if your opponent plays something else, uh, over here, instead of queen e7 or something, if he's like taking out the bishop or something, what you can do is simply long castle, as I told. Okay. You can play x4, x5, x6. This is pawn storm. Pawn storm. Let me explain what is pawn storm. Pawn storm is a tactic used in chess to push the pawns forward towards the castle king. Okay, this is one of the methods in end games. No, in middle games to win the game. Okay, so this is how you can play the Vienna game and the 4 deadly traps I show you. Now, what if you are playing as black? How can you play against your opponent? Let me tell you. So if you play f4, you know about this as an advantage. Now this is quite tough to take advantage of this diagonal if your opponent is well prepared as Vienna game. So let me tell you what you can do is you can play d5. Now this is the main line. Okay, if your opponent is like capturing this pawn, is a mistake. You can go with knight take d5. If we take it, you take it. Won't take it, we take it. Now that's a very simple opening. Okay, white loses all its advantage. All right, let's go backwards. But if your opponent play the best move, capturing this pawn, you'll go with knight take on e4. Okay, this pawn is a weak pawn, but this is not very easy to attack this. If your opponent played e4, he's gone. Why? Queen x4 check. If you play something like g3, knight take on it. Knight take on this, I don't suggest. Instead, you can play knight take c3. Okay, like if we take your queen, you can take his. King will take it. Ultimately, the material is equal, but you can observe the weak pawns. You can play c5, strike the center, win the game. So that will be very easy. Only if your opponent is not a mastermind in Vienna game. Okay, so you can try the Vienna game. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, do like.